Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. It's me. It's Tuesday at 7 o'clock, so you know who this is. It's me. And if you see that I'm turned all the way around, it's because it's that time of the year where the glare is here and it just will not go. It just won't leave. So I had to twist all the way around here. So I had my desk cleared from here and over. But now you get to see my stack of mess because I had to twist my computer all the way around so we could be on. I'm just going to give a couple of seconds. I've been asked that with these Tuesday tune-ins that I give people just a minute just to get on. So it's 7:02. So we're going to give one more minute. 7:03, and then we're gonna get started, guys. Okay. So if you're joining in, I have this glare, and you see it's traveling, and so I had my desk clear from where the computer normally shows, and now you see all my junk on my desk. But just one more, we're gonna talk about some things, and one of the reasons why I wanted to start talking about this is because I'm starting to see it again, and I wanted to do my part as far as with preparing people on what you need to be aware of when we're getting started on this. And so today, guys, we're going to be talking about foreclosures and short sales. I know you're probably like, Angelina, that's still going on? Yeah, it is. It's not as big as it normally was, when you look at 10 years ago, but it's still going on to this day. And my fear is that it may come on just a little bit more. And so I want to just kind of give some insights of what you all can be able to do to be prepared. Hey, if you know somebody that may be facing a financial difficulty with their mortgage, maybe going through something as far as with foreclosure, please send this to them. Tell them to get on, to be able to say, hey, get on and listen to this. Send this to them. With all the posts, too, guys, on the Tuesday tune-ins, they are on our YouTube channel, which is Deals with Angie. So you could be able to go and review this, not just on social media. You could go to Deals with Angie on the YouTube to be able to see it if you want to share it. If you are not a part of our YouTube channel, please go on there and subscribe. If you want to be a part of our Facebook, that's Deals with Angie. And with Instagram, that's Deals W Angie. To get on it. And we're also on Twitter. Well, excuse me, X now too. It Deals with Angie, and LinkedIn. All right, which is Deals with Angie. All right, foreclosures, guys. If you do not know what a foreclosure is, well, let me start off with my background first. So I have been an agent for over 10 years. Prior to getting into real estate, I actually worked for one of the biggest law firms during the time of the foreclosure boom. A lot of people did not know that I worked there because I had to keep a lot of the things confidential. I worked there from 2007 to 2013. And guys, I worked in third-party sales. Third-party sales are basically when the homes go to the auction. And I remember working there, and I remember a high time of sales for the month now. Every month was 300. During the foreclosure boom, guys, it went to over 1,000 homes per month. And this is just in South Carolina. So I was a part of that. And that really influenced the type of agent that I am today, which is why I am so hands-on, and why I work the way that I do, because I got into this to help people maneuver through it. I'm not an attorney, so I cannot give legal advice, but I can at least be able to share with you certain options that you can be able to do to avoid it. And I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. We help people regardless whether they're going to utilize us to buy or sell. I mean, I have people to this day that still calls me and say, "Hey, I'm going through this. Can you share some insight?" And if it's, "Hey, you need to talk to an attorney," I'll tell them that. But I'm able to share certain information. I've literally had with letters being sent to me, because guys, you don't know, and you probably do know, when you're going through something as traumatic and drastic as a foreclosure, it not only affects you financially, but it also could sometimes affect your home life, from couples to families. It affects a lot. And so I wanted to come on to kind of just share some of the things that we could, that could possibly ease people's minds and kind of share with you what you need to do. So when it comes to foreclosure basically is this. When you go sign that mortgage and they have that clause in there, and the attorney, they love to say, "Hey, you pay, you stay, you don't, you won't." That's basically what a foreclosure is, that you have not made payments, and depending on what state you're in, they have now started the proceedings and having you basically taking back the home that they loaned the money out in order for this. It is not quick, but it can still feel quick. And I know a lot of things happen, especially we're coming off of the foreclosure boom. Then we have COVID. Now things are kind of going back to steady as they come. And so here's the thing, guys. If you are getting behind on your mortgage statements and you're like, "Hey, what's going on?" The first thing you need to do is you need to call the mortgage company. You need to call them. You need to call them, and because here's the thing, sometimes the mortgage companies have programs they can put you in. They have things they can be able to do. If you choose to, you can go and get an attorney, especially if there's something that's really going on. You can, yes, get an attorney. When in doubt and you need legal advice, get an attorney. Okay. If you need help finding attorneys that deal with these things, we actually do have that. So you feel free to reach out to us to ask. I will put you in touch with some attorneys that I know have assisted other clients and other people that I know when dealing with foreclosure. But the main thing is, guys, call the attorney, call the mortgage company. You can't ignore the phone calls like how you do possibly with a credit card, or because it is a serious deal. And another thing is too, guys, a lot of times, like if you don't pay for your car note, a house note is different from a car. Let's just say that you don't pay your car note. What is it? 30, sometimes 60 days. They'll come pick it up. Versus with a house, I would have, and I'm just talking about scenarios that I've seen. I had scenarios with clients, with some of my people that I've assisted, that let's say in December, you don't pay the mortgage until January. Okay. And it's probably like, "Oh, okay, they didn't say anything. I called, I'm good. I just got this late fee that's constantly on there, but that's fine. I'd rather pay the late fee versus continuously, having to pay 2 mortgages in 1 month to catch up." And let's just say December comes around again. So that was December of 2022 that you skipped that mortgage payment, and then you just paid in January and just continue paying. Now we're in 2023 and you skip that December. All right. And now let's say 2024 comes around and you skip this December. And the banks now start sending you letters saying, "Hey, you're behind and we want the payments that you've missed." Sometimes a lot of people, because of the fact it's not as right away after you do that 30 days, okay, now we're now starting this, it confuses people, and they now understand that, hey, you're now into a process whereas they can basically start the process on the foreclosures. And so they never, if a bank has not told you that you can skip a mortgage payment, then don't skip the mortgage payment. Go ahead and pay them, set up some sort of type of arrangements, just make sure you get it done. And then also, guys, too, normally mortgages do not take partial payments. So let's say your mortgage is $1,500 and you're like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm just going to send you all $1,000 and I'll send $500 another time." They don't do that. And the reason why is because in that note that you signed, they are not allowed to take those partial payments. they can only take whatever the payment is that is owed unless something else happens. So don't assume just because you said, because I have some people to where they're not set up on a mortgage to where they can pay every 2 weeks, that they just pay it every 2 weeks. Well, if your 2 weeks is going to be more than what your mortgage statement is, and before whatever your grace period is, which is normally 15 days, so by the 16th of every month, then hey, by all means, if you get paid on the 1st and the 15th and that works for you, then do so. But if for some reason you get paid on the 2nd, or there's a holiday and you don't get paid until, and let's say it may be President's Day or something, which is in the middle of the month, or Martin Luther King, which is in the middle of the month, and you don't get paid until that following week, now your mortgage is late. Guys, you just got to make sure you stay on top of these things when it comes to these mortgage companies. Another thing, let's just say you are behind. You call the mortgage company. They are now setting you up on payment plan or loss mitigation. When it comes to those agreements that they give you, if they say, okay, well, you owe us $3,500. So what we're going to do is we need $1,350. And guys, don't check my math on that. That might be wrong. So if it is wrong, my apologies. What, $3,500? So $1,200 or $1,150? I'm not sure. But let's just say let's use $3,600 for easy math. And they're like, okay, you owe us for this $3,600. There's going to be 3 payments of $1,200. They are due on the 1st of each month. If they say it's due on the 1st, guys, you have to pay those payments by the 1st. You have to really look at those agreements because you may not have the grace period of 15 days in that agreement. It may be that they have said, hey, this has to be paid on the 1st. So therefore, you're paying on the 1st of each month. Okay, your normal mortgage statements was due on the 1st, but you had a grace period of 15 days. And let's say you continue to do it. Guess what? You have now voided that agreement. So guys, you got to make sure that if you do have a loss mitigation agreement with your mortgage company, that you have looked over that agreement and that you are not only have looked over it and reviewed it, but that you are abiding by it as well. Okay. So please make sure you're doing those things, because those are things that can void out your agreement. And then guess what? They start the process right back up again. All right. Another thing that I get, and people ask me, and guys, all of this, please do not take this as legal. Let me give this disclaimer right here too. Please do not take this as legal advice. You need to always consult an attorney when you're dealing with these things. If you would like to have an attorney, access to attorney, or some attorneys that I'm aware of that work these files that do a great job with it, please contact us. You're more than welcome to do so. You can contact us at dealswithangie.com, and you could be able to have, let me put my little, where's my thing? There we go. You can contact us at dealswithangie.com, and also I'll put my phone number on there too, so that way you could be able to take this number down, guys. Take this number down here if you have any questions. Guys, if you are facing foreclosure, please, whatever you do, don't hesitate. A lot of times, and I understand it is an embarrassing thing. It is. It's embarrassing sometimes, and it can feel like there's no type of rhyme or reason or way that you can be able to get out of it. Let me just tell you, there is a way out. There is. So don't be so embarrassed to where you can't call somebody. I have had people who have referred. I have had banks refer people to me, and people are like, no, I don't want to, because I don't want her to, I'm embarrassed. Guys, don't worry about that. If you are facing foreclosure, if you are facing to where your family can be put out of their home, you need to call somebody. You need to ask them for help, and there are people who are here to help you, i.e. one right here. So to the people who are looking at these videos, please, if you know somebody that's dealing with this, please send this to them, and just send them my information. Say, hey, just call her. And guys, everything that we talk about is confidential. So regardless whether you sign something or not, and you ask me a question, it is confidential. All right. Okay. So another thing is, I think we was talking about as far as with make sure that you call, ask for help. Guys, another thing is too, when it comes to, I was giving my disclaimer, bankruptcies. So a lot of times people think that if they file bankruptcy, that means, oh, I don't have to make a mortgage payment. Oh, you don't. Sometimes. Sometimes you may not have to make one for a while, depending on what it is. Sometimes you still do. depending on what you have. Guys, if you're facing foreclosure and you have spoken and you're deciding to file bankruptcy, which you do not need an attorney to file bankruptcy, you can do it kind of yourself. You need to go to an attorney. And when you talk to that attorney, you need to also ask that attorney. It is imperative for you to ask that attorney details of how that foreclosure is going to affect you, and details of how after the bankruptcy is done, what can I expect for my mortgage payments to be? You need to ask whatever you can from that bankruptcy attorney of how it's going to be. Because let me tell you something, that year is going to pass by really fast. And if you don't think that, you may not be keeping up with that year, but guess who is? The mortgage company. They're keeping up with that year. So whatever you do, please, guys, if you're looking at filing bankruptcy because you may be, facing something in regards with your mortgage, financial difficulties with your mortgage, please ask those questions of your bankruptcy attorney. Take that time, ask them, hey, before I file this, how is this going to affect me? What are going to be my payments afterwards? What can I expect during this time? What do I do after the bankruptcy? Find out all of that information, please. And if you need help if you need a list of bankruptcy attorneys that are here locally in this area and also throughout the state, we do know of some that other clients have worked with too. So that's what my number's down and email address, okay? Now, another one of the questions that I asked too, guys, you do have options besides bankruptcy. You got your loss mitigations, which we talked about, but then also, which was very important, which is what I specialize in short sales. You do have short sales that are available. And now and we'll kind of go on, I'll take it back around to kind of those options, but short sales basically are not a quick sale. Like everybody think, oh, that means it's quick. It's not quick by any means. Short sales actually can be very lengthy because of the fact it's not as simple as, oh, okay, I want a short sale. There's things that you have to go in and do. Things that we have to do as far as with the mortgage company, as far as with getting property ready. But basically what a short sale is that you took out a loan for $200,000. You owe $180,000. We're doing easy math. Let's just say now the house is only worth $150,000. You're asking the bank, will they take a shortage of $30,000, because from 180 to 150 is what, $30,000 difference. You're asking that bank, will you take the shortage and accept the 150? That's what a short sale is. And so that you have to ask, you basically have to get a short sale approval, third party approval, basically, in order to be able to go through with the sale. You cannot just go and just sell it and just say, oh, well, it's over 150. Because here's the thing, when you go to that attorney and that attorney pulls that title search, guess what they're going to see? That you're going through foreclosure. They're going to see that. Another thing is that you have to have that third party approval to provide to that closing attorney to say that they will accept those funds. And so therefore, that's why it's not as quick as it can sometimes be. They're going to not only get, they call it a BPO, which is a broker's price opinion, to see how it is. They sometimes send their own appraiser out there. So you can't necessarily just say, okay, I'm just going to sell it for this short to be done with it. It's a whole lot of other things that you have to do in order to make sure that that's approved and done. But the great thing about that is, and I know you're probably like, Angelina, okay, yeah, that sounds like it's easy, but I can't afford, how I'm going to be able to get an agent to do a short sale when I'm behind on my mortgage. Here's the thing, guys. Banks know that you need matter of fact, banks want you to get an agent to sell the property, because here's the thing. They know that agent is going to make sure that it's sold properly. We're going to make sure that it's marketed to get as much as we can for the home. So they'll rather for you being able to have an agent to assist you with the short sale and selling your property versus you trying to do it on your own. So guess what they do? They make provisions for you to be able to pay for an agent. So I know that you may say, hey, well, Angelina, I'm behind on my mortgage. I can't afford agent's commission. And on top of that, my house is upside down, which is an easy, term to say for short sales. Well, then that's fine, because the banks know that you need an agent in order to sell your home. So they will allow for commissions to be placed on there for a short sale. So for those of you all who are really like, I need some options, please do not hesitate to reach out to us because we can be able to assist you. Okay. And it won't cost you anything extra in us doing so when we're doing those types of services because the banks will allow that. All right. Another thing is, guys, some that may be going into foreclosure. Here's the thing. If you haven't refinanced your home in a long time, you may have enough equity to be able to just sell your home where you don't have to file for bankruptcy, you don't have to go through foreclosure, or you don't have to do a short sale at all. You may can just be able just to sell your house. So if you are falling behind in your mortgage, reach out to us to see what equity you may have. You may have more than enough to sell your home and then have some money left over to take care of anything else. Because here's the thing, guys, you may only owe the bank 180. We're using that same scenario, 180,000. But if the home is worth 250, they can't get that full 250 from you if you're still in this process and you sell it. You can be able to sell the home for 250,000, pay the bank their money, and guess what? Now you have 50,000 plus that's yours. And if you call me, we can put that towards something else, depending on how things were set up, possibly. If there's only one spouse that had their name on the house, then maybe get the other spouse to get the next house. There's so many different things that you can be able to do. Okay. All right. So don't be discouraged in thinking that there's no way. And guys, I understand. When I say I understand, I used to be on the calls with clients and hearing the phone calls of what happened. And so I know how discouraging it can be, but I'm also here to tell you that there's a way out of it. All right. So no matter what the situation is, and I'll tell you too, if it's to the point that you need to get an attorney involved, we will advise you of that. But guys, if you're going through financial difficulties in regards to where you're getting those letters, please reach out to someone. And let me just tell you this. If you are receiving a letter from an attorney, 70% of the work has been done for the foreclosure. All right. Just because you just got that letter does not mean the process has just started. If you are receiving a letter from an attorney telling you that, hey, we have begun the foreclosure process, we are the attorney representing the bank in the foreclosure matter, 70% of the work on the attorney's side has been done. So please don't wait until the last minute. Don't pick up the phone and call someone and just say, okay, well, I'll just and you may not receive something for a while. That doesn't mean that it's still not being worked on. Guys, you have to stay on top of it, okay? And get somebody involved immediately. Not, well, I'll wait till after the kids get out of school. Immediately, all right? Also, if you're listing your house and you want to just go ahead and sell it, if you know that you're behind on your mortgage payments, please let your agent know. Let us know. Because here's the thing. When you start getting behind, depending how far behind you are, that outstanding balance that you see on your mortgage statement is really not going to be what's owed. And so when your agent is going through, what they should be doing is they should be providing you with some sort of type of net sheet, letting you know, hey, this is what you stand to gain off the property. If there's some other things that's attached to that and we don't know, guess what that can do? That can really mess up at the end when it's time for you to sell. And you're thinking that, oh, I want to make 50,000. And here it is, you didn't realize there was an additional 20,000 somewhere that was still owed that we couldn't see from your mortgage. Your agent has no way of knowing that until that attorney goes in. Now, sometimes if we're looking things up and we're able to see that there's something that's been recorded in a certain amount, then those are the things that we'll ask, like, oh, okay, hey, where's this additional amount coming from? I give you an example. With VA loans, if you sometimes have gotten behind on a VA loan and they try to put it towards the end, it may go to something else too. It's a partial claim, and when it's a partial claim, there may be some additional funds that's there that sometimes we can see, sometimes we cannot see, and so it's imperative for you to be upfront with your agent too, to let us know exactly what's going on with your mortgage. And that's why we ask, hey, are you behind? We're not trying to be nosy. we're doing it so that way we can be able to assist you the best way possible. Okay. Also, if you, and some people didn't have a choice, there was a time where there were some COVID programs being out there where the banks will allow you to not have to make your mortgage payment for a while. If you were affected by COVID, meaning that you lost your job due to COVID, you were sick and lost your job, or the company just furloughed, they did have some COVID relief programs. Those COVID relief programs are starting to come into effect. And if you took that, you may not actually see something you may not be receiving a statement showing that, hey, what the is left, but it's possibly there. So if you took a COVID relief program when they were available with your mortgage, please let us know, because it may be some additional digging that we have to do in order to make sure that we are aware of some sort of type of amount of what you're going to be getting. Because the last thing we want to do is the attorney does, we've gotten the house listed, the attorney goes and does a title search, and next thing you know, oh, well, we got these extra funds here. It's like, what do you mean? From COVID relief? What do you mean COVID relief? I thought I just didn't have to make a payment. Guys, there's no such thing as free money. Just want to let you know that. It's no such thing as free money. So they might have told you didn't have to make a payment, but guess what? That balance went somewhere. And so it may not have gone into effect to after your maturity date, but still, when you're selling your home, that balance is still there. All right? Okay. Something else I want to talk to you guys about. Excuse me, guys. I am a mother of 3, and I am in my 40s. So that pregnancy brain is still there, very evident today. But it was something else I want to talk to you all about that I really felt that was important. I think we talked about the COVID relief. I want to say that probably was all. That probably was all. Oh, bankruptcy, since we're saying something about bankruptcy. If you did file bankruptcy and you're coming out of bankruptcy, guys, and you're starting to receive those letters, please reach out to the person who did your bankruptcy and talk to that bankruptcy attorney to see what your options are. Okay? See what your options are. Sometimes I have clients call. Please, you can call me too as well. But you still want to make sure to see what your options are with that bankruptcy attorney. And guys, if you did file bankruptcy and you are now, and it's in a bankruptcy claim, and you are selling your home, sometimes you do have to let that bankruptcy attorney know that you are now selling your home. When we go to sell it, they will sometimes ask for a third party approval from the BK attorney, the BK judge, bankruptcy judge. I know, and guys, if I'm not saying the correct ones to all my attorneys out there, my apologies. But we do have to get third party approval from the bankruptcy courts to sell your property. And there may be a claim that they're going to take some of that money. So again, these are things that you want to tell us when we're listing your home. Because again, that same $50,000 you think you're going to get, you file bankruptcy. Bankruptcy may say, hey, you put some of these debts in here instead of this 50. We're going to take 25 of that, and here you go. And now you're left with 25,000. So just keep those things in mind, guys. The main thing is just know that you have options. Just know that sitting on it, not paying attention to it, or either sitting on it, hoping that it goes away, is not going to assist you to where it is that you're going to be what you want to be, and get you to the point to where it's okay. I'm past this. It's not going away. And so you just have to make sure that whatever you do, that you just call us. Okay. And even if you don't know what's going on with your home, let's just say you're getting letters. You're like, Angelina, I don't know what's going on. I know I haven't paid. Guys, I'm so sorry. My phone keeps wanting to go off. My phone keeps going off. My apologies. People calling now. But please, if you have a situation to where you just don't know what's going on, hey, just call us. I've had people call me and say, I haven't made a payment. I haven't received anything from the bank except for this. And we've gone through to find out what was going on. Again, just call somebody and ask them for help. You will be surprised of what's out there if you just ask for help. You'd be surprised. And it may not be as bad as you think it is if you ask for help. So just make sure you're doing that. Again, if you want more information in regards to how foreclosures, bankruptcies, and short sales work, you're more than welcome to contact us. And also, again, as I'm giving my disclaimer one last time, I am not an attorney. These are the experiences that I've had from me working at an attorney's office. And should you want more of legal advice on what to do on these things, my suggestion is you either call us to give you some attorneys' names or you find an attorney. And you can also go to the SC bar and be able to look up different attorneys too as well. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so very much for listening today. I hope I shared some information. I hope if you are going through this, hey, that you can be able to, like I said, know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Just know at the end of the day, it's four walls. Okay. It's four walls. And we can be able to assist you throughout that to see what the best options are for you. Okay. If you have any questions, you can always go to dealswithangie.com to register. You can also give us a call. That is my actual cell phone number that's on the ticker right now, going at the bottom of the screen, 803-201-3391. And you can also send me an email at angelina@dealswithangie.com. If you are in the market of wanting to purchase or sell, please reach out to us. We do that too. And also with investing, let us know. We'll be more than happy to go over with certain programs, what's available for you, and so forth. Another thing that I wanted to talk, I think that was all that I want to talk to you guys about. Guys, I thank you so much for coming on to these Tuesday tune-ins, and thank you so much for the feedback. We've been really getting some really great feedback from people with these. From how we've been giving you information for self-employed clients. If you wasn't able to join the last 2 weeks, we went over self-employed loans that were available. We went over investment loans. Guys, we had loans to where there was no credit needed. No credit loans, no income loans. Show up and want to buy a house loan. That's kind of what they are. Show up and want to buy a house loan. That's what it is. So we have those that's available. Guys, if you're wanting to see what's there, please give us a call in reference to that. We'd be more than happy to share it with you next week. Okay, so next week we more than likely will be having. There's always been kind of some 100% portfolio loans, but I may have some information on 100% conventional loan that is available. And the great thing about this is that it doesn't matter what you make. And it doesn't matter where you stay, which a lot of those programs do care about that. So to be able to have 100% conventional, to whereas you can have the income. It doesn't matter your income limit or level, and it doesn't matter the location where you want to move to. So guys, we may be having that come next week. I'll keep you posted on that. As always, thank you so very much, guys, and have a great one and a blessed one. Oh, also on the next, if you have questions, guys, about these Tuesday tune-ins, you're more than welcome to get on. We do have a live chat. So if you have questions, please reach out to me. And all the people that said thank you so much for watching. All right, have a blessed one.